Blonde Bosses, it is Janae, aka the Blonde Boss. So today, welcome to our Coffee and Curls segment. In this segment, I'm going to talk about the importance of retaining your curl and your curl health after blonding. This is my beautiful client, Jamisa. I wanted her to really share her journey into blonding. First question, was this your first time with blonde?
Yeah, I generally just get solid color blondes or just color my hair in general one color.
I know you mentioned something to me that I thought was important to share with our audience. You told me something about fairy knots. So can you explain what that is?
So the fairy knots are like really small knots you get on the ends of your hair, probably from not detangling well or putting it in a style too long. Me, I get scissor happy and I just get the cutting. I like to trim. So I just trimmed and
so when you say trim, are you just cutting random little hairs or little bitty knots?
For the fairy knots, yeah. Like when I see it, I just cut it off and cause more breakage.
More breakage, yeah. And so one of the things I recommend with my client and people with her texture is if you run into what we call fairy knots, again, it's those little bitty knots that kind of get caught in between the mid shafts of the hair. A good thing I recommend is stretched hairstyles. So for example, today we did a 2-strand twist. And another thing that she told me was it was hard for her to retain moisture as well. So
I did like a porosity test on myself. So I took hair that I already had out of the brush with no product on it, and I put in a cup of water and I looked at it. I put one that was like blonde and one that was just like my natural hair color.
Oh, so you kind of separated it?
No, I put them both in the same cup, but they were in the brush already.
Okay,
so
got you.
One had a black hair and one had a blonde one.
Okay.
The black hair just floated at the top. It didn't sink at all.
Okay.
But the blonde one went straight down to the bottom.
Okay. And so what she's discussing is a quick porosity test. I remember doing this kind of years ago on YouTube. And so if it's floating at the top, a lot of times that means that it is low porosity. If it's floating to the bottom, high porosity. So in cosmetology terms, that just means her blonde can soak in moisture a lot, but if it goes all the way down to the bottom, it may need some protein there or moisture. And if her natural hair is just staying at the top, it just means that it's low porosity, which means the cuticle is really closed. So it takes a little bit more time for moisture to get into the actual cuticle. I know you guys love this definition. How do you feel about it?
It looks way better than when I do it myself.
Okay. So I really like the Paul Mitchell Curls lines. Today, we used a number of products. So we first started with the Curl Refreshing Mist. The Curl Refreshing Mist is used to replenish moisture after the shampoo. It also helps with frizz. So next is one of my favorites. This is the Curl Line Full Circle Leave-In Cream. I was really heavy with this. You don't want to be liberal with your curl products, especially with someone with high density. She is highly textured, so the more the better. But this right here, her curls, when I put this onto the hair, her hair was drinking it up. After that, I went in with the foaming pomade, and this is really unique. It's a little different. So it comes out like a cream slash leave-in. It's interesting, and it kind of settles into the hair like a foam. So this right here, you put it on damp hair, and it's going to give you a little smoothness, a little shine, and it's going to give you more hold. So like in her case, she really wanted to have really deep definition. And so this right here gives you that. You can stop there. So you layer with your refreshing mist, you put your leave-in, and then you use this foaming pomade. So one of the things I also recommend to retain moisture is the layering technique. So you're layering your products as you go. Also, I like to use the hydrating foam. So this is something I use on my hair because I'm curly, as you guys can see. If you look at the difference between our definition, if you see hers, I use the curling pomade on her, but I like my hair to kind of be a little frizzy. I kind of like that. And I like it to have a little more fluff. So I'll skip the curling pomade and I'll just use the hydrating foam. If I were to take my hair down, you can probably see it in my little bangs here. You see it's a little more fluffy. I like that look. So this one is a little lighter, which I really enjoy. So you can use either one depending on how much hold you want in the look. I sat her under the dryer for about 30 minutes or so. Her hair was about 90% dry. And then I unraveled her 2-strand twist and I finalized with that last moisture seal. So moisture for her is a big thing that she is needing. She needs that retention. And so I use the Twist Around Cream Serum. This really is unique and cool as well. It has like these little swirls in, so you'll see like the cream moisturizer. You'll see like this clear thing in between.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's kind of cute, huh? Yeah. But this was the final seal to kind of really lock in the rest of that moisture. I have some shots of the before. Come on over here, girl. You are the main attraction. Look at that, guys. Look. That is so much definition. How do you feel about it? It's your first time using the Paul Mitchell Curl products. Give me your honest opinion.
Well, for one, they smell really good. And for two, I wouldn't get this hold if I was using just any regular stuff that I have at home. So I think they came out really good. I feel like it's going to last me probably at least 2 weeks maybe.
Ooh.
I keep, Texas heat is something different. So we're going to test it out, but
yeah.
I feel like it'll hold me.
You said you wanted to have some more blonde in the future, right?
Yes. I do. My idea was to like go all the way back to blonde.
This isn't your first time going blonde, but it's your first do-over. Doing it the right way.
Yep. All natural hair. Yep.
Yeah.
And ever since I cut it, it's just been natural the whole time.
Well, you've been doing a wonderful job. So I just want to thank you so much for talking to my audience. Hey.